All right, this is 5-ish minutes for report cards here on Locked On Canucks. And look who's at the top of the pecking order. It's Tom Willander, baby. And I'm giving Tom Willander an A tonight, okay? His first primary assist in the NHL, setting up Brock Boeser. Brock Boeser setting up his first goal of the game. Finishes the night as well with the best expected goals for percentage. Boom, bam, on your Vancouver Canucks. And he actually finished there by a country mile. 76% expected goals for on the night. The next closest Canuck was Petey, his partner, at 54. And those are the only two Canucks above the 50% mark on the night, at least at even strength. So Tom Willander rightly deserves the A. And I'll rip through with the rest of the defense, but I just got to say something. A chaotic night from Tyler Myers. Not playing great hockey. Thrilled to have Quinn Hughes back. He did get beat pretty clean on the Preds' first goal of the game. Philip Forsberg. He pinches. Philip Forsberg gets by him, scores the first goal of the game. Marcus Pettersson looked kind of rough tonight. DPD overall looked pretty good. And I think Philip Roenick had a great game. But it was just all over the place. But I think two guys you expect to be good defensemen for this team, at least one of them, and Marcus Pettersson, the other in Tyler Myers, they've been kind of bleh lately. And Marcus Pettersson, for the most part, playing a pretty clean, steady game. But every time he's out there, the puck just seems to be in the Canucks' end of the ice. And sure, he's not getting scored on that much, and maybe that's his job at the end of the day. But again, Tom Willander, to me, at least the most consistent Canuck tonight with no mistakes. Quinn Hughes, obviously, is the best Canuck defenseman. And again, Philip Roenick, a pretty good night as well. Brock Boeser next year on report cards. And look at that, the best two Canucks of the night, 1 and 2. Brock Boeser, I'm giving an A tonight as well. 3 points on the night. And again, if the Canucks can unlock that 40-goal guy in Brock Boeser, he's on that pace right now. That would be a huge boon to this team who, last I checked, they're definitely still bottom 10 in goals. They were 27th last I checked. So again, bit of a rough start offensively. Brock Boeser being back, that helps. Arshdeep Baines, and I'll grade the whole Abbey Canucks line as I'm here right now. Max Hassan, Arshdeep Baines, Linus Karlsson. I'm giving them all C's overall. Maybe a Max Hassan a C+, because I think the speed does stand out. They had a great shift in the third period controlling possession. I thought Linus Karlsson had a really erratic game. You know, he gets the assist on the Evander Kane goal. Has a good shift with the Abbey boys there in the third period. But he also had that one shift, I think it was in the second period, where he had 2 turnovers that allowed Nashville to keep possession in the Canucks' end of the ice. And again, Linus Karlsson, you got to be a bit cleaner than that when you're already a fringe player on this hockey team. But one love to Linus Karlsson for at least getting on the score sheet with an assist tonight. Because, again, for the most part, that line has been pretty damn good. Your job as a fourth line is to control possession and not get burned. That line has done it so far. I'm rooting for them, especially Arshdeep Baines, the Surrey boy. And again, at least Linus Karlsson gets on the score sheet, helps him up a little bit in that regard. Philip Roenick, I'm gonna give him a B+ tonight. No, I was getting a little bullish on Philip Roenick because I like the speed out there. I think in overtime, making some clean plays to make sure the Canucks keep possession. A really heads-up play when there was a turnover in the neutral zone in overtime. And again, pretty mistake-free hockey from Philip Roenick overall, but everyone on this team tonight, outside of DPD and Tom Willander, were in their own end of the ice more than they were in the Canucks end of the ice. And I got skewed a little bit at the end of the game with lots of pressure from Nashville. But at the end of I know it's the end of the road trip, but you just got to be a bit tighter, especially against that Nashville Predators team that is not good. More about Steven Stamkos as we wrap up the show here on Locked On Canucks. Mackenzie McEachran, let's give him a C+. Shout out to him for getting back to NHL. DP, I'll give a B. Marcus Pettersson, I'm going to give a C-. Elias Pettersson, one of the most fascinating players in the NHL, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Canuck fan. 0 shots on goal tonight, but gets 2 assists, also has some turnovers, also blocks some more shots. By the way, he leads the NHL among all forwards. That Sportsnet flashed that graphic up tonight. And, of course, sets up Brock Boeser for the winner in overtime. Man, oh, man. It's nice he's getting back in the stat sheet. The 3 goals in 14 games, that's not so great for a guy like Elias Pettersson. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He is doing good things out there. I want to believe the offense is coming, but the speed and the elusiveness isn't what it was a couple years ago, and I think that's going to limit him overall. But he's an effective player out there, and he showed that tonight, even if he's not getting the shots, even if you want him to do more offensively. Let's give him a solid B on the night. Quinn Hughes, I'm giving a B plus. I think mainly the turnover in the first period. It's just a bad pinch. That was a Tyler Myers. Like we would if Tyler Myers made that play, you'd be going, what the hell is Tyler Myers doing? But Quinn Hughes gets a pass, and rightly so, because he's the best defenseman in the world. But aside from that, again, pretty great game from Quinn Hughes overall. Just the things he does on the offensive dome. Let's never take it for granted. Never. Kiefer Sherwood, B plus. Atu Ratu, caved in terms of possession, wins a lot of faceoffs. Let's give him a C plus overall. Tyler Myers, I'm giving a C minus. Max Hassan, I already gave him the C plus. Lucas Reichel, gonna give him a C plus. Again, the speed is evident, but he's a young player that's not polished yet. We'll put it that way. And I hope he gets it for the Vancouver Canucks. I hope they can coach him up a bit. I think they've done a good job of limiting his ice time a little bit over the past couple of games. Again, I like some of what I'm seeing from Lucas Reichel. There's some stuff I'm also not liking as well. Jake DeBrusk. Okay, earlier on today's show, I did say Jake DeBrusk, Brock Boeser, Elias Pettersson needed to play better for this team, right? When I did go to the week, ranking performances from the Canucks last week, and your two best guys are Kiefer Sherwood and Drew O'Connor, that's a sign this team needs to be better. Atu Ratu was the other forward to make it on that list with 3 assists in 3 games last week and a pretty clean game overall, controlling possession. When that's the case, you know that DeBrusk, Boeser, and Pettersson got to be better. Thankfully, they were all better tonight. Again, a lot left to be desired in terms of even strength play, but DeBrusk gets 6 shots, I believe it was, and gets a power play goal as well. Evander Kane, I'll get to the comments later. I see some comments about me ripping Evander Kane. Maybe I woke him up. Who knows? Maybe he's going to punch me in the face when I get back in that locker room. Who knows? But a couple of goals tonight. Some turnovers in there as well, but he's trending in the right direction. The forechecking's there. A bullshit penalty call against Kane. The refs must not just like Evander Kane, man. And I'm not sure what to say about that, but this guy, that was a soft-ass call that he got dinged for late in the third period in a tie game. That's just, that's an unfortunate situation. I mean, who knows? Was it even tied at that point? I can't remember anymore. But anyways, Evander Kane, let's give him a B plus overall, trending in the right direction. Finally, Thatcher Demko, a solid C on the night. There was no miraculous saves. Maybe a goal there he wants back. The Blankenburg kind of gets by him at the point. Philip Forsberg, that's an odd man rush, but one that's he stopped in the past. You probably want a bit more from Thatcher Demko, but he's been one of the best Canucks this season. Hard to fault him too much. That was Report Cards. Let's wrap it up the other side with your comments here on Locked On Canucks.